keep them in Texas. D.C. mayor roasted for tone-deaf illegal immigrant gripe, and they are the hypocrisy just shows so much in these leftist officials. It's just oozing out of them. They can't help it, and people are calling them out on their bull crap. But before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here, and there's also links to all my other socials. Check out my Instagram where I'm putting out a whole bunch of news throughout the day where you can stay informed, and they're about 30 seconds to a minute read each where you can find out what's going on around the world. All right, let's talk about this news. Washington, D.C. Democrat Mayor Muriel Bowser complained Friday that the nation's capital is not equipped for the influx of illegal immigrants being sent by red state governors fed up with the porous Mexican border. The Democrat mayor spoke days after two buses Texas GOP Governor Greg Abbott sent from Del Rio dropped off 100 illegal immigrants in front of Vice President Kamala Harris' official residence at the Navy Observatory. Abbott and fellow GOP Chief Executive Ron DeSantis of Florida and Doug Ducey of Arizona have stepped up their efforts to bring the border crisis to blue states and cities. Quote, "We're not a border town," Bowser told reporters Friday. "We don't have an infrastructure to handle this type of and a level of immigration to our city. We're not Texas." So why call yourself a sanctuary city then? Y'all call yourselves a sanctuary city, but now you saying you don't have the infrastructure. Two things can't be true. But Bowser did vow to build an quote infrastructure to help her city absorb illegal immigrants, but in the meantime said DC can't handle the newcomers. Twitter users roasted Bowser, who in 2018 declared Washington, D.C. a sanctuary city for illegal immigrants. And I remember when she came out and said that, quote, "You've claimed to be, excuse me, you've claimed to be a sanctuary city for years, and you're just now planning on infrastructure to support the effort," wrote one Twitter commenter, "and you think immigration is a Texas problem. SMH," and I agree. Just calling them out on their bullcrap. That's what we got to do. Quote, "What kind of infrastructure does she think exists in Texas?" asked another person on Twitter. Quote, "Funny how it's not a problem until it comes knocking on your door. Then suddenly her city is all kind of excuses why not to deal with the problem," wrote another. "Lame excuses, really. Hypocrite much?" More than 2 million illegal immigrants have crossed the border into the U.S. since President Joe Biden took office and rescinded many of Trump's administration's border security measures. The Texas governor says his state border towns have been flooded with illegal immigrants, and sending them to jurisdictions that support the Biden administration's lax border policies is only sensible. According to Abbott's office, more than 7,700 illegal immigrants have been dropped off in Washington and more than 2,100 in New York since April. The state has spent an estimated $12 million chartering the buses. Quote, "President Biden's inaction at our southern border continues putting the lives of Texans and Americans at risk and is overwhelming our communities," Abbott said last month. To continue providing much-needed relief to our small, overrun border towns, Chicago will join fellow sanctuary cities, Washington, D.C., and New York as an additional drop-off location. In addition to Bowser, other Democrat leaders, including Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and New York Mayor Eric Adams, who have all supported the administration border policies, have decried the busing tactics and said their cities and states cannot absorb the influx of illegal immigrants. But it's crazy because they're acting like these border towns can take these illegal immigrants either. At the same time, they're the ones that want the border wide open. You can't have it both ways. Someone's going to have to stop this influx. But the red state tactic exploded into the national spotlight earlier Thursday when planes sent by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, whose state has seen thousands of illegal immigrants dropped off by the Biden administration, brought 50 illegal immigrants to Martha Vineyard, and I covered that. The island mostly populated by wealthy liberals, was unwilling to absorb the migrants and sent them off to a military base the next day. So just 50. They couldn't handle just 50. Um, and see how it is when the rich always get their way. They always get their way, and then they don't see the tone deafness of it. And same thing goes for Bowser. And Bowser last week declared a public emergency over the previous arrival of buses from Texas and Arizona. She has sought to help the national excuse me. She has sought to help the National Guard in dealing with the problem, but has been denied twice by the Department of Defense. And I say again, you all wanted these policies, you wanted the border wide open, and now you have to bear the fruit of the responsibility to handle these people because of your crazy nut job policies that most Americans don't agree with. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.